We've heard from a lot of people weighing in different aspects of either having met the Queen, what the Queen meant to her. Your calls, by the way, and we'll get to more of those coming up as well. If you want to call and share a memory with us or what a special meaning this has on this day to mark the passing of someone who reigned for 70 years, you can always call at 790-0800. Tom Mulcair joins us now in his regular slot. Tom, you've had the pleasure of meeting Queen Elizabeth.
I have, and as you correctly say, it was a pleasure. She's such an incredible person. Her passing today is such a weight for all Canadians because you can say what you want about our institutions and the monarchy, but Queen Elizabeth II was an incredible human being. She was gracious. She was intelligent. She was very kind. And yeah, I met her when I was representing Quebec at a Commonwealth meeting in the late 90s. Interestingly enough, we were brought to meet her. We were prepped. We were told we weren't to touch the Queen. If she held out her hand, we could shake it. But we were to call her ma'am. And a lot of the people from different countries weren't sure how that was going to be pronounced. And so the official ruling we got was it's pronounced like jam. And you're not supposed to say mom or mom. It's ma'am. And so we did that right. Interestingly enough, too, when I spoke with her and she asked me where I was from, I said I was from Quebec. We were speaking English. The minute I told her that I was from Quebec, she switched right over to French, and we spoke French for the rest of the couple of minutes I had to speak with her.
I met her too, Tom, and it was also the late 90s. So funny, we met her around the same time. I was so struck by her smile, first of all, the twinkle in her eyes.
Yes,
and
I agree completely with. Yes,
right. And then she was wearing gloves, and she did offer me her hand. I met her by chance at the National Portrait Museum, so it was nothing formal like you. It was just a complete fluke, and I don't know how I was lucky enough that she headed towards me. She did, offered me her hand. I tried to curtsy and completely flubbed it, Tom. But I remember her tiny gloved hand and just how present she was. She was so very present and charming.
That's the amazing thing, because think about what she just did there. She sees someone in the National Portrait Museum. She decides to engage and come over to you and hold out her hand. And think of the number of formal things she did that day.
Yes.
And the number of formal things she did every day of her life, and how many people she met. But she still had that spark that you so aptly described. And she seemed keenly interested when she met people. It was quite a gift.
Indeed.
People, of course, will now start to look ahead. We know there's going to be a king on the throne, King Charles III. So if you can look ahead, Tom, because, after 70 years, for many people, of course, she's the only ruler they ever remembered generationally.
Extremely well said. That's true for certainly the vast majority.
Yeah, you would think it would be. And I wonder what you think this means for the future of the monarchy.
It is hard to look over the horizon at that sort of thing, because we could simply continue to trundle along. But in the milieus where I work and talk with people and teach, there was an often held and expressed view that she is irreplaceable. She will have done a job that nobody else will ever be able to do for a longer period than anybody ever could do. And people are expressing concern about her succession, about whether that could ever live up to that, and about the institution itself. I mean, you and I both know, all three of us know, how difficult it is to change anything in Canada constitutionally. But there are other Commonwealth countries that have just been stepping away from it, saying we're going to stay involved with the Commonwealth, but we're going to become republics. We're going to become, our own deciders on all of these issues from now on, because there's still the representative of the Queen federally. It's the Governor General who still has to sign all bills into law, give them force and effect, and same thing, a lieutenant governor in every province and so forth. So people are looking at that and saying, okay, why would we stay with those institutions? Couldn't we have something that better reflects, the Canada of 2022?
Right.
At 73, King Charles now becomes the oldest person ever to take the throne. I was thinking about how it's been kind of jarring today to hear King Charles and hear, that he is our king, because of course she has been
already put the minute she passed, he put out a statement, and it was a snap and just saying, oh, That's right. He automatically becomes the king, yeah.
He does. God save the king. I'm not quite used to that yet. I'm sure it'll take some time. But do you think that he will sort of serve as a legacy to his mother? Will people embrace him and try to sort of, cling to her memory through him? Or do you think there might be some rejection here?
Sometimes when somebody comes into a job like that, you think they won't be there for very long. If you look at the longevity of Queen Elizabeth and her mother, Charles could be on that throne for decades if he were to live the same long life as him. And sometimes when people are supposed to be there as a transition, they wind up surprising and doing extremely well in the job. And let's hope that he does extremely well in the job, because whatever you think about the monarchy, whatever you think about that as an institution, if you think it's completely passé, it's still an institution that is key in our democracy. And I'll say something else. I am somebody who really does prefer, for example, a Senate where people are elected and not named. I mean, I don't accept that people who have never been elected can make laws for the rest of it. I think it's profoundly undemocratic. But with regard to the monarchy, go through the list of countries that you would consider amongst the most progressive. You'd probably include in there countries like Sweden, countries like the Netherlands, and so forth. And go through the countries that still have a monarchy, and you'll see that they, with a couple of exceptions, but very generally, they're very progressive countries, respectful of rights, where people are defended. So the existence of an ultimate authority above the political fray, which is exactly what I think can best be said about Elizabeth II. She was above the political fray, but everybody knew she was there. Sometimes it can have a positive effect, and I think that the proof of that is in the success of many of those parliamentary democracies.
Yeah, I think that's a really fascinating idea, the fact that she was, when you stop and look at it, she was above the political fray. I said to a guest we had on, before 5 o'clock, the comment that, one of her great talents was not simply knowing what to say and when to say it, but knowing when not to say anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge, huge benefit.
Exactly. That's something that politicians don't learn.
It's an acquired talent, apparently.
She was schooled in it for sure. Yeah.
If only Paul St. Pierre Plamondon had learned that lesson.
Let's not go there.
Let's not.
Okay. Tom, thank you very much. Appreciate
All
the time
best.
today.
Talk to you
Take
soon.
good